It's always fascinating to witness dogs, being intelligent creatures, adapting to human ways and tools in their daily lives. One particular clever dog in Seattle named Eclipse has taken it upon herself to use the city's public transportation system. Every day, she hops on the bus alone and heads to the dog park called Belltown. Eclipse, a Moor breed, relocated with her owner Jeff Young from a farm in Hood Sport when she was just 6 months old. Missing her previous free-roaming space, Eclipse found a way to reach her beloved dog park by boarding the D-Line bus. Now a 9-year-old independent pup, she has become famous throughout the city. Travelers in Seattle admire her as she joyfully enters the bus, with her travel ticket already attached to her collar, bringing happiness to everyone she encounters. It all first started when Jeff and Eclipse were going on their daily walks. Being a bit older, Eclipse would get impatient with Jeff's slower walking speed, and she would run ahead and hop onto the bus by herself. Recognizing the dog and knowing where she was going, the bus driver would drop her off at the park, which was 3 or 4 stops away. Jeff would then catch up with her later on, and they would head back home together. After several more trips by herself, Jeff decided to let her make her own way to the park, as she clearly knew where she was going. One commuter who was a regular on that particular bus line said that this is Eclipse. Every day she leaves her house by herself and takes the bus downtown to the dog park, where she spends a couple of hours getting exercise and making friends, and then she takes the bus back home again. She even has her own bus pass attached to the collar since she has been doing it for years now. All the bus drivers are familiar with this cheeky pooch and are happy to make sure that she gets to her destination safely. Even the police are happy with this arrangement as she brightens everyone's day when they see her. Hopefully she'll be riding her buses for quite a few more years yet. If you thought that was an unusual occurrence though, then you'd be wrong. Eclipse isn't the only dog to ride public transportation. Just check out this next story. Bogey, the dog who rides the train. In Istanbul, a stray dog named Bogey has found a unique way to entertain himself. He enjoys riding on various modes of public transportation, including trains, buses, trams, subways, and ferries. Bogey seems to know exactly where he wants to go when he boards these vehicles. The staff at Istanbul's public transportation department have been following his adventures since noticing him trying to use the transportation systems 2 months ago. Bogey's purposeful behavior and navigation skills have captivated their attention. Concerned about his well-being, officials picked him up and took him to a vet for a health check, providing him with a microchip connected to a mobile app to monitor his whereabouts. Bogey has gained a significant fan base during his citywide journeys, receiving pets, treats, and posing for selfies with commuters. He follows all the rules of travel, politely giving way to passengers and finding his own place on the train. This nomadic pup visits around 29 stations and covers approximately 18 miles each day. Luckily, as he's such a good boy, he doesn't have to pay for his rides and instead is able to hop on any vehicle he wants. He would definitely brighten my day when I have to catch public transport. If you're enjoying this video, then keep watching as I have even more traveling animal stories to share. Boss, the dog rides the train. Sometimes our dogs love us so much that they simply can't stand to be apart from us. That's why one beautiful canine ended up catching a train in order to try and find his human. Boss is a 1-year-old stare terrier who had the adventure of a lifetime while searching for his owner. The cheeky pup was playing in his backyard when he thought that his owner, Chris Stockman, hadn't left without saying goodbye. He was actually only taking the garbage bins out of the backyard for collection, but Boss didn't know that. Scared that his best friend had gone, the loving canine snuck out through the fence in search of him. It was just after 5:30 a.m. when the clever pooch ran over to a nearby train station and boarded the train in Sydney, Australia. Passengers on their way to work were bemused as they watched Boss clamber up onto a seat and look around for his friend. Soon enough, there were multiple pictures of him circulating on social media, only to go unnoticed by a panicking Chris. After discovering that his dog had run off, Chris had spent the morning searching in vain to find his friend whilst doing this. Unfortunately, due to his phone running out of battery, Chris was unable to view all the photos of his dog's adventure. After hours of being lost, he received a call from an animal shelter that had rescued Boss from the train. Chris, who had raised Boss since he was a tiny pup, was thrilled to hear the news and eagerly reunited with his furry friend the following day. In the future, Chris may need to announce his whereabouts to prevent Boss from embarking on another train escapade. It's heartwarming to see the special bond between humans and dogs. In another story, highlighting the special relationship between people and dogs, an 80-year-old man named Eugene Bostick built a train for his dogs. Recognizing the challenges of exercising older dogs, Eugene, a dog lover and rescuer, used to take his 4 to 5 dogs on tractor rides. However, as he took in more dogs, there wasn't enough space for everyone. To include all his beloved pups, Eugene ingeniously constructed a train for them in 2017. Using plastic barrels with holes, wheels, and his welding skills, he created a train by tying them together. Eugene and his brother Corky live on a dead-end street where locals often abandon unwanted dogs, providing a caring haven for these animals. Feeling sorry for these abandoned pups, Eugene started operating a sort of animal shelter and began taking the animals out for rides on his tractor. We started feeding these abandoned animals, letting them in, taking them to the vet to get them spayed and neutered. We made a place for dog rescues to live, Eugene said. Now, whenever these adorable dogs hear Eugene starting up his tractor, they get incredibly excited and rush to hop in their designated seats. They usually go on 2 rides a week around the local neighborhood and through the nearby woods, and everyone, dogs and Eugene, adore their time together. What an incredibly kind man. I would definitely love to have his job. Unfortunately, not every stray has someone who is willing to look after them. That's why some dogs in Russia have come up with a clever way to get treats and pets by taking the metro, Russian metro dogs. Many, if not all, underground rail systems are noisy, cramped, and busy, but in Moscow, there are a few special passengers who seem to enjoy their time on these vehicles. In Moscow, a remarkable phenomenon is observed as several stray dogs have learned to ride the city's underground railway to reach their desired destinations. Approximately 20 out of the city's 35,000 strays are known to regularly use the metro system. These dogs demonstrate an ability to identify individuals who are likely to offer them treats and affection, while also recognizing those to avoid. Surprisingly, they seem unperturbed by the noise and commotion of the trains, often sleeping comfortably until they reach their intended stop. While not scientifically proven, it is believed that these dogs ride the train in search of warmth and food, finding assistance from kind-hearted passengers. Although the ultimate goal is to find permanent homes for these strays, these resourceful canines demonstrate their resilience and adaptability even in challenging circumstances, with a little assistance from the train. Undoubtedly, animals always bring an extra touch of joy to public transportation, as these stories vividly illustrate.